Okay, so I'm continuing. Just keeping it kodos, keeping it consistent. Doing these bass mutes. Might slide that up, depending on how it sounds. And that's it. So I'm going to try the slide. And we got a missing volume slide up, just isolating. That sounds alright. So I'm in the middle of finishing up this. I've made some attempts to for the intro there. Probably gonna simplify that. Let's listen to it. As you can see, I finished these mute outs. Okay, that didn't sound good, but let's listen to the intro again. We might simplify this. This is the calm portion of the song, and this should definitely be moved forward in the song after we get tired. After the listener starts to get tired before he gets tired of the normal lead sound. So that's just going to be a floating thing near the recap and the song. So apart from the little details there, we're okay, pretty much okay up until this. This comes too soon. So dun, 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 dun. No, so what should follow it? Again, well, let's see. I don't think so, do I? That was the intro. That was the break. So that's 4 and 5, and then we have it repeated here. So we're here. We might get away with 4, 5, 9, 10, because repetition makes it right, and it's what should logically follow. So a repeat of 4 of that might not be bad. Let's see what we have here. That's the same again, so let's say we get that over with. Repeat it 4 times. Let's say we follow this one after. Let's see how that sounds. 11. I'm gonna have either a 11 or 8 after this, so let's try that. What's 7? Yeah, that could work. What else was there? There was this, right? 11. So, listen if that's good. That's the cheap version. To end it, I think I'm gonna try that. So what you do then is you use these buttons, insert and delete, and there's a trick with this. I never seem to learn whether it inserts at the track you're standing on or after it. So I'm gonna save this module. Save module, yes. So instead of this, we're gonna have 8 and 9, I think it was. Maybe not. Oh yeah, we're gonna have 8 and then 11, I think. So 9, 10, insert. So it's at the position you're at, which is good for us. So this is what it'll sound like, and we're gonna need to edit this away. So remember that 62 for when I do the So we need to repeat that twice, don't we? So insert 08. What was before this? Oh yeah. We can't have that right after. We're gonna need something to bring us back. I'm gonna pause the video and think of something. Okay, I'm back. That was just me skipping to the wrong place in the song using the B command. I don't know why I programmed it with B commands. Old habit, I guess. When you rearrange the song, of course, if you have a B command pointing to position, I don't know, 17, then it will of course go to 17 regardless of whether you've inserted a few patterns in between or not. So, and likewise, if you change the song structure and don't change the B commands, then the B command will stay pointed at the same place. So that was all there was, and also I recorded about an hour's worth of me editing the song, which did not end up on the hard disk because the hard disk was full. So instead I'm going to show you what I did to finish the song. Basically this is the good old intro pattern. We're fading in the string channel there. Nothing special changed in that. Here this is the build-up first part of first pattern of 2. No change there either. Here, however, I decided to go back to previous versions of this module and fetch the variations that I had done originally. If you remember, I made a variation where I added some keyboard play here with the string to jazz it up a little, and I decided since it will be repeated 3 times, I will have 3 variations, and I had 2 other variations in the previous in the F version, I think it was. So I just opened that module, I copied them, those 2 patterns, pattern 2 and pattern something else, to a vacant spot 18 and 19, and made sure I copied them one at a time with Alt F4, opened this module, pasted them first, one of them at pattern 18, and then I made sure that pattern 18 was used in the song so it wouldn't get stripped when the module was saved. And I saved the module, and then I went back to the F version and got the other one with Alt F4, pasted it over here in pattern 19, and again made sure that pattern 19 was used. I just swapped out where pattern 2 was used in another place in the song, changed that to 19, and then it got used in the song, and when I saved the module it would include that pattern in the saved data. Otherwise it will strip, I think the rule is it will strip patterns higher than the highest pattern used in the song. That means if your highest used pattern is pattern 5, doesn't matter how many patterns you fill full of pattern data, when your module gets saved, they get stripped off. At least that happened to me when I tried to do it, when I tried to copy patterns from one song to the other 2 at a time. I had to do it one at a time. So I made some variations of the second part of the build-up. So after the build-up comes a break with a boom sound that I added. Maybe you didn't hear that, but anyway. And that's just to cut off channel 4, by the way, to stop the string sound and to mark the break pattern as a break pattern. And by the way, at the end of this is a variation of pattern 3. The others don't have the boom sound, and at this point I swapped out the B command for a D00 command. The D command, well, I guess you could say you put it on the last note that you want played of the cutoff pattern. That's where you put it, and the position that you put after the D is the position into the next pattern in the song list here, and not the next pattern, i.e. not 22, but whatever comes after this in the song. And please start to play that pattern at position 0. So if I had put 63 here, or maybe it's 3F. Anyway, should be 3F. If I had put 3F there, I would have heard one note only of the following pattern. Now I put it at D00. That means that when I finish playing this pattern, it will go to the next pattern, whatever it is, start at position 0. So those 2 patterns were the same old patterns, only what I did fix was the missing ducking of the bass, timed with the bass drum hits in the left channel. So what follows then is another break, another variation of pattern 3, I guess, with different drums and just fading things out. Oh yeah, I needed that because, as you heard, I triggered the string sound to raise the note to D sharp, I think. Yeah, so in time for this recap to start. It's a pity you have to copy whole patterns just to add a little bit of extra, but that's the way it is. We're going to when the song is finished, which it will be very soon, at the end of this tutorial, then we will bring that into the player converter, and that's a sort of compressor that gets rid of all the extra fat in a module, you could say, as far as note data is concerned, and that will minimize the damage done by spending kilobytes and kilobytes on copying whole patterns just to get a variation, especially for these short half or quarter pattern breaks that we have. I have to trigger that sound anyway. Well, come on. There. So again, first half of the build-up, same as always. Here's the other variation. Actually, since 24 hours passed between um, the part I made before, the part where I recorded some stuff that didn't get saved to disk. I don't remember if I added the tom sound or not, but I did, as you could hear. And here's the first pattern 1 again, same as always, followed by the original variation of the second half. Here comes the floating part again, finishing the song. And that's the wrap for the song. Wraps around. So, anyway, the cheese factor is high on this one, especially with the egg reverbed sound, which is this one. But I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about using Hubbard, those sampled Hubbard percussion sounds for the beat. I still might. And that would somehow not count as, super retro and cheesy, but just homage. But I think that the egg, in any way, shape, or form, would make this instantly a cheesy retro track. But I don't care. I mean, it sounds good. And the egg is, well, it's special, but, with the reverb, everything sounds good. So I think I'll keep it. I might do some experiments swapping out the sounds, and maybe I'll try adding the Rob Hubbard percussive sounds here somewhere to mix it up a little. But usually when you go on adventures, they don't pay off. If you find something that sounds good, it's probably going to sound better than the things you try. So at this point, I'm going to consider this module finished, because even though it's pretty simple, it at least shows the basic commands, which was my goal. And probably I've made, with all these reverb sounds and stuff, I've probably made it a bit overkill for the simple visuals. So maybe I'll have to raise the visuals to match, probably. But it's the song I ended up with. I didn't have any plan for this. And I can't very well make another module just because this one didn't quite match the visuals. In real life, of course, you will be pro musicians and you will make songs because you like to make songs, and you will have a constant stash of songs that you've finished, right? That any coder can just ask for, and he could ask for one that fits his demo. Anyway, that's where you want to be, okay? So in real life, you might not have the inspiration or time, or not be lazy enough to make this stash of modules that are all fantastic that a coder can just pick from. So anyway, this sounds okay to me, and we have a song for our demo. I just want to try one more thing, two more things actually, before I play the whole song instead of stopping it all the time. And that is to go, I think it was position 70. This is sort of a mini break, and I don't have many sounds to play with. If you had a synthesizer, you could make all the sounds you wanted. You could make very nice production and mixing and all that stuff to make it better. Here we have to make variations with the sounds we have to, I don't know, make each part of the song as special as you can make it. So what I wanted to do was, for the first half of these two patterns, 17 and 18 song position, I want to try the first part, I think, with very much more. I wanted the beat to be constant, right? So just bass drum and hi-hat, and probably I'll get punished for that, but I'll just have a listen. By punished, I mean I would probably have to edit these bass ducking thingies. But what I'm going to do is Shift F3, go to free pattern, and what we're going to do after this is go into the player converter and convert this and listen to it and make sure it sounds make sure it sounds as intended. Did I just mess up a pattern? I did, didn't I? Oh my god. I think I did. What's this? You'd wish you'd have a Control Z button on this thing. Is pattern 21 used? Otherwise we will clean that up before we save the final one. Yes, it is, and I messed up. So, disk up, load the module, and 17, play, and of course the wrong tempo, we don't care. Shift F3, and I just pressed Alt F3, didn't mean that. And so probably 22 then, that's why you always have to check things. Is pattern 22 used? Probably. This one's empty, should be. Okay, Shift F5. Back to pattern 14, just play, stop. And just fill it full of drumstick. I pressed caps lock down and Control 4 to use the edit skip, and and the wrong tempo, so I just temporarily set it and set back edit skip with Control 1, and we need another one. Okay, so you just need to since you don't set this F value in every track, then you need to set it once to avoid having to go back to pattern 0 and trigger that instead. I need to listen to the pattern before it, because when I rearranged the patterns into a sort of a song list of patterns, what I did was I took it one step at a time, a couple of patterns at a time, listened to the first 3 patterns. What do I want in the 4th pattern? What does the intro and build-up expect? What does the listener expect from that build-up? So just pick any pattern that you made that matches that expectation and go on from that. So if you find that you put in pattern 4, you put some pattern, and you find that it's not enough to repeat it once, you repeat it twice. If you need a variation, you copy the 2nd pattern of that and make the variation, program that into the song, and you have a 2 pattern repeat. And then you might find that after that a break is expected, and you put in a 1/4 pattern break, and then after that there should be some form of recap maybe, or build up again, or some complete change of theme, or whatever. So that's what I did. Is that enough? I need to listen to it with even more context, I think. So here we go, check for pattern 17. I think that works okay. So I'm going to keep that change, and I just wanted to add I think the same stuff as at the end of the following pattern. That's not there, it's here, I think. Well, it was there. So last 4 look like that. Copy that. Put it last. Yeah, that's better. And all I need to do now is match up these base duckings, whatever you call them. This needs to be down 1, but I don't want to shove the rest of the track down 1. So suck that up 1, shove it down 1. Now it matches up, you see. And likewise here. Matching, 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 matching. use the snare drum, so we should have no bass ducking. And that's okay, I think. So we are officially done, except I wanted, if you listen to this, in these channels, remember I cut off a little of the beginning of that instrument because I thought the attack was too sharp. Now, however, we have the complete mix so that it drowns a little bit, at least when we get to the last part where... Can you hear this channel? Well, of course you can hear it. Is the attack sharp enough? I was going to try to load the original instrument and find the loop again, just to see. Actually, I don't need to find the loop, I just need to reload the instrument to see if that attack helps with this drowning in the mix, so to speak. That's for later. Now we're gonna save. I think this is the final version, so I could sit and tweak all these things for days to come, but at some point the module needs to be finished. And also, if I find later that I want to and that I have the time to sit and tweak all these small things on the song, then I at least have a version that I can send to my coder so that he can sync stuff with it or stuff like that, and hear if it fits the demo, or maybe change the demo so it's not so pathetic with just a bouncing scroll, but actually matches the great music that the musician made. Anyway, I'm gonna save the module. Just going to add credits, I think. First we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup and check. Okay, so I'm a bit paranoid about the hard disk getting full again, so I'm gonna stop recording here and start recording in just a few seconds. Okay, so I'm back, and I have space free still. I'm gonna need to do a cleanup of the hard disk as well as the module. Anyway, the biggest size kilobyte eaters is partly the patterns. I think it's something like 1K per pattern. Maybe it's even 4K. I don't remember off the top of my head. But also, of course, unnecessarily long or unnecessarily high fidelity samples. So for example, the boom sound, I never play that at the highest octave, so and it's pretty big, so I'm going to try to fix that. First of all, I'm gonna save it under a new version name, just to have it saved. There it is. So so we can feel free to clean this up in case something happens. First thing is easy. Just step through the song and jot down on a piece of paper or in your head which patterns are used. So 0, 1, 18, 21, 4, 5, 6. So 0 through 6 and 18, 21, right? Because I'm sure I'm using pattern 3 you see later in the song. And 19 as well. So we're not yet using 7, 8. Yes, we are. We're not yet using 8, but we're using... I'll have to write this down. It's easier. I guess there's some sort of song editor. Maybe that came in later versions. Anyway. 0 through 7 so far, and 9 through 11 and 13. Then we had 18 to 19 and 21. That was from the top of my head. Wouldn't have to write that down, did I? Anyway, 14 as well, 22 as well, 11 we had 22, 14, checking for new, 20, 22, 14, there's 12, there's 14, so 9 through 14, 20, 22, right? So 18 through 22. So we're not still not using, and we're at song position 24, which is officially past the song. So we do not use pattern 8, whatever that contains. So 24 goes down to 0. 25 goes down to 0. Some old remnants. And we're done there. So whatever it said passed in those song positions after the end, if those patterns were otherwise unused, I think they would be stripped if they were less than the highest pattern number, which was 22. I think that's how it works. How the hell should I know? They could make any Protracker version work any way they want. So where's pattern 8? I don't see pattern 8. Where's pattern 8? Nope, it's not used. Neither is 15 through 17, right? 15, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. Not used. So just, and remember that we're only doing this in order to make sure that, well, it's just housekeeping, isn't it? If you don't use it, you don't use it. So, track 8. It's a good idea to take the highest pattern and move that to be pattern 8. So, unless we're using 22 in lots of places and there's a lot of editing needed, then no. Then it's an easy swap, isn't it? So it was used here somewhere. There. So just set that to 08, right? And copy 22. Alt F3 this time. Move that to 08. And you're done. So you just cleaned up one pattern. And 15, 16, 17. How about we make those the variations that I copied from the other tracks maybe? Well, 21, 20, 19 are probably not used that much. 21 was used there, right? So we decide that that should be, well, pattern 15 now. Okay. And we look for other occurrences. Probably the pros have a better way of doing this than I'm showing you now, but I'm showing you one way of cleaning up the track. Only used there, so we go to 21, Alt F3, go to 15, and it's empty. So Alt F5, and we're done. Next one up is 20. it is. Make that pattern 16 instead, and it's now not used anywhere else. So 20, Alt F3, and 16, and Alt F5. It's just, I guess, sloppiness on my part, or maybe I just made sure that I was a few patterns above when I pasted those variations. So that's it for that one. And we have one at number 19, which is used at the very start, I think. No, that was 18. There it is. No, number 9. The hell? There it is. Okay. So we make that 17 instead, and move 19, Alt F3 to 17, which is also empty. So the highest pattern number is now 18, and we've cleaned up the song there. And again, paranoid as I am, version freak that I am, a new version so I can, step back. I do this in steps because it's very big changes to the song. So far so good. Did we save 4K here? I think we did, so one pattern is 1K. I think I knew that. Anyway, by doing this and saving the module, strips off the rest, the unused stuff, and the highest pattern number was, what was it? 22, now it's 18, so no wonder it's all logical in the world of computers. So what else is there? Well, we're gonna have a look at the samples in the sample editor. There isn't much to do here. I mean, the vertical resolution here is too small to show if there's anything here. Show range, and all you get is a blank line. You can listen to it. If it's not audible, you can cut it off if you want. Just make sure you're not in edit mode. What? Stupid. That's not very audible, is it? So cut it. Make sure you go to you can play this. Cut that off. Make sure that the sample is ramped down to 0. Like that. Because all samples must start and end on a 0 to avoid clicks. Just wanted to check if the bass drum sounded, the ace drum still sounded as it should. Next one up, it's fine. Next one up looks pretty cut off as it is. Well, again, you could check how many bytes you're showing. You're showing 138 bytes on a 640 wide screen, so you're very zoomed in. So these are just like 2 samples or something. But still, you need to ramp it to 0, as you see. didn't end on 0 there. And I'm going in and out of the sampler, but anyway. Anything to cut off at the beginning? Seems to be, well, 13 bytes displayed currently. I mean, if you want, you can cut that off. These look pretty much like 0. Not gonna change them. We gained another almost a K memory. It's a pathetic little sound, but we like you anyway. That looks optimal. Go to the end. Again, looks optimal. I mean, you don't have to over-edit the samples. I mean, if they sound good, they sound good. This is good. We edited this in the first part. Alien looks good. Is it big? No. The tom looks good except the end part here. Well, actually, it's sort of kind of ramped down to 0 there. I guess that's good. I could ramp this. Volume, plonk, ramp. No, it was good. And I keep pressing escape. I don't know why. This is the instrument with a sharp attack. I will not edit this. Might try to reload it. Remembering the... well, I'll just have to find the loop again if I am to use it. If it doesn't sound good, then I will just restore this module version with the edits still in it. Here's a synth gong. Again, I think you fool yourself by thinking, oh, there's bytes that I can save beyond the end there, because I don't think there is, at least not many. These are just like 3 bytes, so it's good to go. Next one, the egg. This looks rough at the beginning. No, it's perfect. Looks like a perfectly edited sample is. As you can see, if you drag this, it fades out beautifully and not too much at the end, because this will still contain some very faint reverbed sound all the way to the end. You just can't see it. You can see it in Audio Master 2. Here's our little boom sound. I'm going to try to halve the size of this because it's pretty big for, I guess, for Amiga, though not necessarily. But if you're using a sound only at very low frequencies, as we do here, then why not just shove it an octave down, halve the size, and if it sounds acceptable, or if it sounds just as good, I should say, then keep it. So that was the last sample, so I'm gonna just type a sample name here called by Photon of ScoopX as a credit. And I'm going to save it as some form of finished module here. So it's a simple song, it's a ditty, and I just made it, so I'm going to call it New Ditty. Get it? Right, so that's that. What's left to do is check if the boom sound can be halved in size, saving 14K, almost 10%, and to reload the sound K4 something which is also pretty big, but we need it because we play it at higher frequencies. So why not try that and see how it sounds? Disc up, sample, and I put this is from my archive, so I'm gonna go to, where's it? I think I'll have to create an assign maybe? No, I'm gonna navigate in from :asm school. This is very limited here, it's very short. It's gonna run into problems. Maybe music, photon, sorted instruments, and can't read directory, so let's go ahead and assign :asm school music. I'm going to call this stp1, I don't know. :asm school music, photons, sorted insts. And we have a much shorter path to that. And now it's probably messed up so that we must, you know, do like this a couple times. It's just messed up. If you fill this character here, then it becomes too long, and all hell breaks loose. What the hell? Okay, good. Get crap in your path. And I guess it was here. I guess not. Lead maybe. Yeah. And I do not remember which volume I had on that, but I need to go to a pattern that uses it, of course. It certainly doesn't drown now. I think I had something like 1A on it. Try it. I do like it better, so what's left to do? Well, we need to listen to it with the egg sound at the end where it drowned. Because if it doesn't help, it doesn't help. It was right there. Did I like it better or not? Yeah, I liked it better. So let's find the loop. Loop. Actually, it sounded good without a loop, but let's try it. And we can at least cut off a bit of it. It's actually pretty good already, just by luck. Ha! Well, I'll be damned. I hit the correct loop just by dragging those. Anyway, show range. Got the rest of it off. Let's hope Protracker doesn't bork on us. Gonna make sure I don't overlap that green marker with my range. Gonna keep a check on that cut. Well, that's good enough. That'll have to do. So that's good. And the other one was to have the module. I'm gonna have a second listen. Do I want to cut a bit of it off at the beginning? I'm gonna have a look here, show range. No, looks maximized. We'll probably have a double check on my Amiga as well. Before, you should always listen to the mix. Especially low volume values seem to be different on a real Amiga compared to the PC, so that you may find that these echoes, when they get low enough in volume, they're completely inaudible. So I will double check this on a real Amiga, on a consumer system, a decent consumer system. And probably just some things, but for the purposes of this tutorial, this is pretty much done, and we can save this module, overwrite nudity with an uneven nudity, and we haven't wasted many bytes on that. We can go to this, and we like to downsample this and look for the occurrences, and I think there's only 2 or maybe 3 occurrences of this. And what I meant to say was, since we're only using C2 and I think we're only using C2 for this, which means that when I upsample this, we'll get half as long, right? So that we must not use C1, and we can't go much lower than that. So test play it to listen to it. So if we do not use any notes lower than C2 in the song, then it's okay, otherwise not. So they're used at the end here. What? And this is now, of course, 1 octave too bright, so I don't know if it's worth 14K or not to have slightly better sound there. I don't know. It probably does. But anyway, the other pattern we used is after 5, I think. Variation of pattern 3. Somewhere around here. Let me find it, please. It's not that late in the song, so but it should be. There it is. Oh, I think we used it with C1, which makes it a done deal, because of course then you would have to go to C0 to be able to use it at the same frequency, which we do not want. So we're done. It sounded there wasn't room enough in the octaves to upsample it and then put a 1 octave lower note on it. So we're done, but we need to load the nudity. Shameless nudity. Is that a better name? I can't tell. Anyway, that should be it. So hopefully then, after all this cleaning up, there shouldn't be any flaws in the song if we did it correctly. And after just playing to check it, I'm gonna trust my instincts on this one and just, that's the song we made. It's done. And we're gonna convert it and listen to it to check that it sounds correctly. So it's already saved. We don't need to do anything more. I'm going to again, in a paranoid state, stop this video now and see you in a few seconds. And I'm back. I had 3.4 gigs left, so hopefully that'll keep it from stopping the recording. Anyway, it's saved. We did our best to clean it up and save some bytes. Ended up as 144K. Now let's see what P61 converter can do with it. And I should, I guess, reboot to let you see. I have this command that turns off some bit planes. Let's see if I can make it happen. Yeah, okay. P61 converter. Okay. Convert Protracker modules. And we haven't assigned anything yet. How about we... well, just go to the full path here. There is our module. And just load it, and then you tell it where you want it saved. I usually save to a temporary directory of some kind. You can do whatever you want. Anyway, just save it where you want it. And this is just telling the converter where you want to place it when it's done. It doesn't save anything when you press save. It first compresses it, and then you have a chance to play it. Anyway, put it in T. I don't care. So it was already pretty tight. So that means we did our job well, I think. This is the use code. It's also present in the comment for the file. If you didn't know before, all files on an Amiga can have comments. Not sure if they will show up in WinUAE, but we'll have a look. Continue and play a module and get your module there, play it. And that's a wrap. A nice little summer song, according to me. maybe not according to you. You can make your own song. Okay. And if you wanted, as a final check, you can check. I just wanted to find out for myself if WinUA's file system, when used with a PC hard disk, saves comments with the files. Probably does. Tony usually does his job well. So, like that. Use code. So that means as long as if you copy this between WinUE and Amiga FFS fast file system, it will be preserved, and you can be sure that your coder can use the correct use code, because the coder should, in order to not waste rest of time. So that's it. Our song is done, and in the next tutorial we will I'll make a separate tutorial on how to play P61 converted modules with the provided example routines in the P61 archive, and then we'll bring it into the demo. But I'll make a separate tutorial about just getting the song played properly, because that's useful for other things. Anyway, hope you liked the song. If you didn't, you're probably a better musician than I, and you can make your own song. Anyway, see ya.